Good morning, class. This is our materials for the day that is about sentence structure, particularly subjects and predicates. The purpose of having this topic is that to make sure that you can have the good understanding about the constructions of sentence structure in English and also to revise your previous knowledge on sentence structure. Please kindly check for this picture. What is this? This is the bicycle has two wheels. So you can have for example the first wheel, the front wheel, and also the second wheel at the back. The next one is what do you have in mind about the structure of the bicycle? So the first one is you have subject wheel and then the next one is predicate wheels. It means that a sentence must consist of subject and predicate. Why? Because you cannot ride this bicycle only using one wheel. You need to also have the second wheel to be balanced, right? So this is an concrete image of how sentences work. It means that sentence must consist of subject and predicate. Subject is the doers and predicate is what is being done by the subject. So the subject is the actor and then the predicate is the actions. If in the subject we have the actors, it means that it will consist of nouns, kata benda. Okay, and then the second one, if you have the predicate will, it means that it will tell you about the actions. Actions means something that is being done. So it would be the verb. So you can have the previous knowledge on the verbs in English. For example, if you have verb 1, it would be simple present, and then if you have verb 2, and then you will have simple past and so on. So that we need to review all about the sentence structure here. As I said before, that every complete sentence contains two parts that are a subject and a predicate. So please have a look at the following. You have this sentence and also this picture. You have this one is Judy, and then this is her dog. And then what are happening here is Judy and her dog run on the beach every morning. So who are the doers? We have Judy and her dog. And then what happened to Judy and her dog? They run. Where? On the beach. And then when? Every morning. So we have the subjects Judy and the dog, and then the predicates or the verb here is run, and then on the beach every morning is the additional information about what are the context of situations and also the place of Judy and her dog run. So here we can learn that we have the predicate that is run. Run here means verb 1, right? If you have here verb 1, so it will be simple present. Why do we have simple present? Because we have every morning, right? Because this is the habit or the ritual or something that is usually done by Judy and her dog. So we have here run or verb 1. Next one is, let's try this one. We have the sentence, we spill popcorn on the floor. We have, what is the verb of this sentence? We is the subject and then the predicate is, spilled. Spilled, you have spilled plus ed, and then we have the object here is popcorn, and on the floor as the additional information about the place. The next one is, please have a look at the spilled. We have spilled here, we have ed, right? So do you think that this is a verb 1 or verb 2? Yeah, as you know that ed usually is the verb 2, right? So you have this one is verb 2, that's why the tense is simple past tense. The next one is very simple exercise. You can find the subject in any sentence below. So you have my little brother broke his finger. You have predicates or the verb here is broke, right? So you have what is the subject? My little brother. So these three verbs, these three words becomes one unity. It means that we have the subject my little brother. Okay, which one is the main noun? So we have brother. Okay, additional information about the brother would be little. And then whose little brother? Mine. Can you get the idea? Because we have usually the main noun is at the end of the noun phrase. So you have brother. It also is the same like what we have in the second example. We have his uncle Bob asked for directions. As you can notice here that you have the subject his uncle Bob, right? So you have the main one is Uncle Bob. Why do you have Uncle and Bob becomes one? Because we have to notice that this one, Uncle, yeah, the U is capitalized. So it means that it would be the name. Yeah, the name. So Paman Bob becomes one. And then you have his as the owner. So you have Uncle Bob, and then this one is the explanations, and his Uncle Bob, yeah, becomes one unity to be the subject of this sentence. The next one is you have those soldiers carried guns. So you have those soldiers as the subject, but the main subject would be soldiers. Why? Because this is the last word, okay? The last word, and we do not have all. The next one, soldiers, and then we have the additional information about those soldiers is this one, okay? The next one is number 4, we have our babysitter arrived late. We have our and then babysitter. The main noun here is babysitter, right? Okay, please have a look at this one. This is sitter with double T, not sister with S. You must notice the difference between baby sister, sis with S, means the sister of the baby, right? If it is babysitter double T like this, it means that it is penjaga bayi, like that one. Okay, so the subject of this sentence is our babysitter, and then the predicate is arrive, and then the information is late. Like this one, and then you can now find the predicate of each sentence below. So for the first one, my little brother, and then you have broke. Verb 2, and then his uncle Bob, and then you have us for the directions. You have us, and then verb 2, right? The next one is those soldiers carried guns. Carried guns means you have verb 2 also. And then our babysitter arrived, also verb 2. Next, my little brother broke his finger. Okay. I think that you can find the predicate in each sentence. For the first one is broke, and then the second one is two soldiers carried guns. So the predicate is carried, right? And then our babysitter arrived late. So we have arrived as the predicate. The next one is we go to the next explanation. So it is about simple subject and simple predicate. Simple subject is actually the main noun that is being discussed on the sentence, right? So please have a look at this one. A piece of chocolate candy would taste great. So what is the subject of this sentence? In bahasa, we can say sepotong permen coklat rasanya enak. Kira-kira, what is the subject? Sepotong permen coklat rasanya enak. So, do you think that the subject is sepotong or permen coklat atau or sepotong permen coklat? Please think of it. If we have here a piece of chocolate candy or sepotong permen coklat becomes one unity. Why? Because it is begin by A and then and then we have to end after of, right? So you have chocolate candy becomes one and then also the piece. Now, because we have of here, we cannot separate between the noun before of and the noun after of. So they becomes one unity. So we have a piece of chocolate candy. From the subject, a piece of chocolate candy, the main noun is not chocolate candy. We need to go to the first one that is piece, sepotong. Why? Because here we have of. The main noun, yeah, if you have of, the main noun would be the last word before of. Okay, I repeat it once again that if we have of in the subject, so we have this one, the last word, the last noun before of as the main noun. Or the simple things that I can say in bahasa is like sepotong permen coklat, so sepotong. I have sepotong, right? Sepotong. Sepotong apa? Permen. Permen apa? Coklat. Gitu. Next one. Can you find the simple subject in each sentence below? So you have my little brother broke his fingers. As we have discussed before that my little brother is the subject, right? Now, the problem here is that the case here is that we don't have any of, right? My little brother, Uncle Bob, two soldiers, our visitor. If you do not find any of, the simple thing that we can think is the main noun must be the last word. If you do not have of, the main noun is the last word. So you have brother, Uncle Bob, soldiers, and babysitter. Why do we have Uncle Bob becomes one? Because it would be the nickname, right? The nickname. So you can have Paman and then Bob, but Paman Bob becomes one. Next one, we can have also the simple predicate. It will be the main verb that is in the sentence. For example, I will ask a question. So the subject is I and then predicate is will ask. So you have will and ask. From these two words, which one is the main noun, will or ask? I think that you can understand and you can guess that the main verb will be ask because it will be something that can be done. While will be the additional informations. Next one, for example, the next one is you have a piece of chocolate candy would taste great. You have the predicate here, would taste. Yeah, so you have the main thing that is being discussed is taste, not would, right? Taste is something being discussed. Next one, if you have one word like this, broke, asked, carried, and arrived, yeah, the simple predicate will be this main verb, right? So the first one, broke, and then number two, asked, number three, carried, and then number four, arrived. The next one is about compound subject. So compound subject, it means that a simple subject made up of more than one noun or pronoun. Or simply we can say that compound subject means that a sentence consists of several subjects. For example, we have this one. This is the guitar. What is this? Timpanons, and then this is the family photograph. This is also the poster, and then this is the next family photograph. Let's have a look at the picture. What do you think about this kind of bedroom? Do you think that it is a good bedroom, clean one, or it is like your bedroom? Let's have a look at this sentence. You have timpanons, rock posters, and family photograph covered the boys' bedroom walls. So you have timpanons, rock posters, and family photographs. Timpanons is this one. Yeah, this one is timpanons. And then rock posters, this one. Family photograph, you have two family photographs here. And then covered the boys' bedroom walls. So what are the subjects in this sentence? Yeah, as you can see at the beginning of the sentence, we have timpanons, the first subject, rock posters, the second subject, family photograph, the third subject. And then what happened? What happened? We have the predicate that is covered, covered. And then the object is the boys' bedroom walls, right? So, sorry, we have timpanons, so that the simple subject will be penance. We have frog posters, so the simple subject will be posters because we do not have of, right? If we do not have of, the main noun is the last noun that you can find as the subject. Get it? The next one is family photograph. So you have family and then photograph. The main noun is photographs. The next one also like this one, covered with verb to, and then the boys' bedroom walls. You have the boys' bedroom walls. Do you find any of here? No. If you do not have any of here, so the main noun will be the last words. The last word is, of course, walls. Okay? Walls. And then temboknya apa? Temboknya bedroom. Bedroomnya siapa? The boys, like that one. Can you find the compound subject in this sentence? My uncle and I walked slowly through the art gallery and admired the beautiful pictures exhibited there. So you have the subject, my uncle and I. So you have to, my uncle and I. And then the predicate are, the first one is walked. And then slowly is not predicate because this one is li. Yeah, so it means that it is adverb. Through the art gallery and admire, admires mean that it is also the verb, right? Mengagumi. The beautiful pictures exhibited there. So we have two subjects, my uncle and I, and then two predicate, walk and admire. Okay, next slide. Can you find the compound subject in each sentence below? You have the first one is my little brother and my cousins. And then the next one is his uncle Paul and Aunt Betty. Number 3, the soldiers and Asians. Number 4, our babysitter and her friend. Next one, we go to the compound predicate. It means that we have more than one verb as the predicate of the sentence. What do you have in mind if you see these equipments? What will you do? You have this one. Okay, these 5 things. And then what will you do at home using these 5 things? You have mother mopped and scrubbed the kitchen floor. So you have the subject mother. And then the first thing that mothers do is mopped. And then the next one is scrub. And then the object is the kitchen floor. You have mopped here is mengepel, lalu di sini menggosok. So you have the compound predicate. The first one is mopped, and then the second one is scrub. Because we have two words as the predicate, so that we have this one, the compound predicate. Get it? Next one, can you find the compound predicate in each sentence below? So you have the first one is brushed and broked. Number two, looked and asked. The soldiers carried and used guns, so the compound predicates are carried and used. The next one is our babysitter overslept and arrived late. So you have the first verb is overslept, ketiduran, and then arrived. Okay, next one we go to the exercise. Are you familiar with this sentence? In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Gitu. I think that if you remember the song, you will be able to sing this sentence, right? Okay, we go to the next one is identifying the subject and predicate of this sentence. You have in the jungle, and then what kind of jungle? The mighty jungle. Okay, what happened? The lion sleeps tonight. So in the jungle, the mighty jungle, as we have this one double comma, so it will be one unity with the in the jungle, because the mighty jungle is the additional information about the jungle. Next one, you have the lion sleeps tonight. So you have the subject here is the lion, and then the predicate is sleeps. Okay. If you have the lion, so that the simple subject is lion, right? The simple subject is lion. And then what happened to the lion? The lion sleeps. Sleeps here is verb 1 plus s. So if you have verb 1 plus s, so that you have simple present tense. If you have verb 1 plus s, it will be also active. Karena akan tidur dengan sendirinya, right? Please have a look at the next exercise. Please identify the subject and predicate of this sentence. When I was just a little girl, like this one. So we have the subject is I. Because we have only one word, so the simple subject will be I. The next one is the predicate. We have was, right? Was, and then the form is be in the form of verb to, right? Because we have here the verb to, so that the tense is simple past. Okay, because here we have only be without any verb, so that this one is neutral. Because if it is only be, it is neutral. Like what we have in bahasa is like adalah. Because we don't have any mengadalah, diadalah, so adalah is actually neutral. It is not active, it is not also passive. Get it? The next one is I asked my mother. So I would be the subject, predicate is ask, because you have asked here as the verb to, so that it will be simple past. Next one, if we have this one is verb to, and then this one will be active. Okay. Next. I will be pretty like this. So we have subject is I. The simple subject is also I. And then you have will be. You have will plus verb one. As you remember that the will is always future, right? And then will must be followed by verb one if it is active. Here is what she said to me. You need to remember that apostrophe s here means here is. So that the subject is here and then simple subject is also here because this one is one word. And then the predicate is. Okay. The form is, if we have is, it will be. Okay. Is verb one, right? So the tenses is simple present. Because we have only is or to be as the predicate of the sentence, so the voice here is neutral. Okay, we don't say that what she said to me is the subject and predicate because this is begin with what, apa yang dia blah blah blah, apa yang dia katakan padaku. If you have apa and then yang, it will be additional information because yang or that is additional information. Yang or that is not predicate. So what she said to me is not a sentence, right? So the sentence or the subject and predicate is here and is. Please have a look at this sentence. You have que será, será, like this, and then whatever will be. Yeah, because I put his que será, será in italic, it means that it is not English, right? Because I put this from the song lyric, right? I think that you are very familiar with this song lyrics, right? So the subject is whatever will be. So you have the subject is whatever. The simple subject is also whatever because the subject is only one, right? The next one is predicate. So we have will be as the predicate. Why? Because will must be followed by a verb one. Because you have here will, so the tense is future, right? Okay, because we have here verb one as the ending of the predicate, so the voice is active, right? The future is not ours to see, so we have the subject here is the subject. Apostrophe s here means is. Okay, if we have the subject is the future, so the simple subject must be future. Why? Because the is meaningless. Yeah, it is only article, but it doesn't have any meaning in the form of the content. Next one is the predicate is, right? The predicate is, so you have simple present, right? So you have simple present. The next one, the voice will be neutral. Why do we have the neutral one? Because we have the predicate that is only be. Okay. The next one is about compound and complex sentence. I think that you are very familiar with the kalimat majemuk setara, kalimat majemuk bertingkat in bahasa. So if it is kalimat majemuk setara, so it will be compound and then bertingkat is complex. So what it stand by compound and complex sentence is if you have two sentences become one sentence. If you combine the subject and predicate will, it is the first part, and then you have the additional one, additional sentence like this one, the basket of the bicycles, and then you can put here at the beginning of the sentence. So you have, for example, the basket. When the music began, what happened next? Everyone started to dance. This is the main clause, and then this one is the supporting clause. So you have the main one is the bike, And then the additional informations, yeah, a sentence that contains the additional informations is the basket. So you can put the basket here, or you can put the basket at the back of the bicycle. So you can have when the music began, everyone started to dance. Also, you can have everyone started to dance when the music began, right? The next one, here are some more dependent clauses or the past. As soon as it stopped raining, and then because I register early when we need a quiet place to study. So you can conclude that dependent clause here begins with conjunctions. As soon as, because, when, like this. And the main noun, the main clause or the independent clause usually started with directly subject, subject, and subject. Okay. If dependent clause started with additional informations or conjunction like this. As soon as it stopped raining, and then we saw double rainbow. Okay. This is keterangan or additional information. So you have the subject it, and then predicate stopped, and then we have the independent clause. So we have the subject we, and then the predicate so, and then the double rainbow as the object. The next one is we have the conjunction because, and then the subject I, predicate is registered, and then only is the additional informations or keterangan. Next one, the subject of the independent clause is I. The predicate is got. Okay, I got. So you have the predicate got. The object is the class I want. Okay, why don't we have this one I wanted as the next sentence? Because the here we have that 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 is missing. I got the glasses that I wanted because this is begin with that, so it is not a sentence. It will be the explanations, right? Next one is when we need a quiet place to study, we go to the library. So you have this one is additional information, and then we have the subject is we, and then the predicate is need, okay, and then the object is a quiet place to study. Next one, we have the independent sentence or independent clause. We have the subject we, and then the predicate go, and then to the library as the explanations. Like this. And also you can put the basket at the behind the bike. So you can have, we saw a double rainbow as soon as it stopped, and then I got the classes I wanted because I registered early. We go to the library when you need a quiet place to study like this. Okay. Yeah, you need to highlight that if you put the basket behind the bicycle, so you do not have any comma. Okay, this is you don't have any comma. It will be different if you put the basket at the beginning of the sentence, so it will be comma. Okay, because the main thing will be different. Okay. Okay, the next one also the basket go can go afterward as they describe. Sometimes they are in the middle of the bike like this, right? See how Frank, who works part-time, will be our guide. So you have the subject here is Frank, who works part-time, becomes one. Okay, because who works part-time will be one unity with Frank. Okay. So the subject Frank who works part-time. And then the new fitness center, which includes a swimming pool, will open in February. So you have the subject. The new fitness center, which includes a swimming pool, becomes one because we have Yang. If we have Yang, it will be used as the adjective or lem, yeah, lem antara the first noun clause with the next additional information. So it will become one unity. You have also the next one, the car that is parked in my driveway is Henry's. So you have here no comma because that doesn't like comma, but who and which likes comma, okay? So you have the subject, the car that is parked in my driveway, and then you have the predicate is, okay? It will be also the same like this one. We are making pasta for the Richardsons. So the Richardson and who do not eat meat will become one unity of the object of the sentence. It also happened with this one. I have tickets to the jazz festival which begins at noon. So the jazz festival with the words which becomes one unity as the object of the sentence. The next one, Karen likes books that have happy ending. So we have the subject Karen, predicate likes, and then the object is books that have happy ending. Because book and have a happy ending becomes one, yeah, as we have that here. Next one is you can have also the sentence support. Regardless of what kind of basket we add, we need a basic sentence to support it. For example, we have the new fitness center, which includes a swimming pool, will open in April. So the basic sentence is the new fitness center will open in April. Next one, the basket will be which includes a swimming pool. So the basic sentence is the new fitness center will open in April, but we have the additional information, right? So the subject will be the new fitness center, which includes a swimming pool. Right. Here is the exercise. Oh, sorry. So you have in 1945, nuclear weapons were exploded for the first time over cities. So you have the subject is after keterangan or additional information about time and place and so on. So you have the subject is nuclear weapons. Okay. So if you have nuclear weapons, so the main noun will be the last one. So please put weapons as the simple object, right? The next one is after you have weapons as the simple object, you can go to the sentence. You have word exploded. Word exploded, yeah, is the predicate. And then as you can see here, you have were. Were is be in the form of verb to, right? Why do we use were here? Because we have weapons with s, right? If the weapons without s, we have with. But if we have s here, so the predicate is were. The next one, were here is followed by exploded. Exploded is verb 2. Why do we have verb 2? Verb 3. Because if verb 3 cannot stand by itself, it needs some additional, what is it? Kata bantu. Yeah, additional becomes becomes a predicate. So we have be plus verb 3. As you can remember that be plus verb 3 is passive. Yeah, the construction of be plus verb 3 is passive. The next one, because we have be in the form of verb 2, the next one is the tense will be simple past. Get it? The first words in the forms of the predicate will determine the tense of the sentence. Okay, because we have here is verb 2, the next one, the tense will be simple past. On August 6 at a quarter past 8 a.m. Japanese time, a USA bomber dropped the first atom bomb over Hiroshima. I will give you some seconds to answer or to find the subject and predicate of this sentence. So you have a USA bomber. So the subject is a USA bomber, and then the simple subject will be in the last word that is bomber, right? And then what happened next is USA bomber dropped. So we have the predicate here is drop. If we have drop, so the next one, the form is verb to, right? If we have verb to, so it will be simple past tense. Because we have here verb to that stands alone, so we have active. The next one is late in the morning of August 9, a second atomic bomb was dropped on the people of Nagasaki. You have this one late in the morning of August 9 is the additional information about the time. And then the main clause started with a second atomic bomb, right? This one is the subject, a second atomic bomb, because a second atomic and then bomb becomes one unit to be the subject or the noun clause. So because we do not have any of, so that we have the last word as the simple object or simple or the main one. Why do I have simple object here, not simple subject as usual? Because we have passive, right? If the passive, so at the beginning of the sentence will be object, not subject. So we have was drop. Okay, was drop like this, and then you have be in the form of verb 2 plus verb 3. And then you have simple past. Yeah, why? Because we have verb 2 here. And then because you have be plus verb 3, it will be passive. Okay. The next one is the next sentence you have in Hiroshima. Almost everything was destroyed within a mile from the explosion. So we have the additional information about the place. So you have almost everything as the subject, okay, because we have almost and everything, so the simple subject will be the last word that is everything. The next one is a predicate word exploded, so we have verb be in the form of verb 2 plus verb 3, okay, because we have be in the form of verb 2 as the beginning of the predicate, so the tense is simple past. Okay, and then as because we have verb 3 here, yeah, be plus verb 3, so it will be passive. Yeah. The next one is altitude sickness is the commonest problem in Tibet. So you have altitude sickness as the subject, and then you have the last word is sickness, so it will be the simple subject. The predicate here is, and then is to be in the form of verb 1, because we have verb 1 here, so we have simple present. Because we have be that is standing alone here, and then it will be neutral because we don't have any content verb. The next one is if you have high blood pressure or heart problem. So you have the conjunction is if, and then the subject is you, and then because we have the subject is only you, the simple subject will be also you. The next one is predicate have, and then the form is have is verb 1, so that the tense is simple present. Okay, because we have here the verb 1 that is alone, so that the voice is active. The next one is you must avoid ascending above 4,000 meters, so that we have the subject is you, and then simple subject is also you, and then the next one is, oh sorry, I missed this one. The predicate is must avoid, sorry. the predicate is a must avoid. So you have the form modal plus verb one. Sorry, modal plus verb one, because you have modal in the form of must, yeah, in the form of verb one, so that it will be simple present and also active. Okay, the next one is we have the combinations between active and passive in one sentence. It is suggested that you do not take parts or engage in vigorous physical activity on your first day in Tibet. So you have it as the subject and also the simple subject, and then the predicate is suggested, right? So it's suggested, and then you have is, so it will be in the form of verb one, and then suggested is verb three, okay? Because we have be in the form of verb one, so that the tense is simple present. Because we have the combinations between be plus verb three, so the voice is passive. Okay. The next one we have the conjunctions, and the second independent clause is you. Yeah, you do not take baths or engage in vigorous physical activity on your first day in Tibet. So you have the object is you, and then the predicate do not take baths or engage. Yeah. Why? Because we have do plus not plus verb one. Okay. Because we have the ending, sorry, the beginning is do is verb one, right? So it will be simple present. Because we have the combinations between do and verb one. Okay, verb one, so it will be active. Okay, well, you have much more, what is it? Example, yeah, but I think that you can study it by yourself. Yeah, like, sorry, altitude sickness like this, and also you have like this. So you have maybe taken model plus P plus verb 3 like this. Why? Because P plus verb 3 is passive, right? Okay, the next one is you can have also model plus P plus verb 3 like this. Yeah, if the model is in the verb 1, so the tense is simple present. If you have the combination between P and plus verb 3, so it will be passive. Yeah, this is also have the similarity that is travel to high altitude is not generally recommended for those who with a history of heart disease, lung disease, or sickle cell disease. So you have travel to high altitudes, and then because we have two here, the main noun must be the last noun before preposition. So it will be travel. Okay, the main noun is the last word before the prepositions. So we will have travel. And then the predicate is not generally recommended. Why do I put not generally as in italic one? Because not generally is actually adverb or keterangan. The main one is and recommended. Is be in the form of verb one and then plus verb three. If it's the be or is in the form of verb one and then we have the tense simple present. If we have be plus verb three, so we have passive. Okay. Here is the summary of all the predicate and also the predicate form. So if you have to be, yeah, it can be the predicate. If it is the verb one, so it will be present tense. If you have be plus verb ing, so it will be present continuous. And then if you have plus verb two, so you will have past tense. If you have to be plus verb three, so it will be simple past. Oh, sorry, it will be passive. It will be passive, and then please have a look at the to be. If the to be is verb one, so it will be simple present. If the to be is in the verb two, so it will be simple past. You can have also the perfect tense like this. You can have has, have, had, plus verb three. Okay, and then if you can find been here, has, have, had, plus been. So been is actually the verb three of is, right? If you go to this one, So the verb 3 or A of is been and then followed by the verb 3. So the rules have been decided. And then you can have also modal plus verb 1. So you have must and then decide. Modal be plus verb 3 for the passive one because we have be plus verb 3 as the identifying the passive form. Okay, so you will have a weekly assignment that is find a short article, pick 10 sentences from the article, and then analyze the subject and predicate of each sentence, and then attach the original article to be submitted next week. So after this, you will have daily quiz that you can finish in the Google Classroom. Yeah. And then the next one for your weekly assignment, you will have uh, this assignment that is analyzing 10 sentences from the article. You must analyze the subject and predicate of each sentence and do not forget to attach the original article. The deadline is the next Thursday. Okay, okay, thank you. Have a great week. See you then.